I should have talked about this last night actually. We hit a very bad, a very destructive, I don't even know how to talk about it. 500,000 people, 500,000 Americans dead of the coronavirus pandemic. 500,000. I never thought in a million years I would see that happen. But more to the point, that 500,000 Americans have joined the millions. But right now, we are the leading country in death when it comes to the coronavirus pandemic. Full story on my part. A family member, a very close family member of mine, had corona. Thankfully, he pulled through. But ever since then, I've been so terrified every time he goes out and does whatever. Hell, I'm terrified every time he goes to church in person, even with a mask on, even with social distancing. But he always makes it, but he made it through. Late last year, I lost a family friend, someone very close to my family and I. And I can't listen to a story of how family members have lost loved ones to this virus. In 2020, we're out nearly going to tears over it. I can't even fathom how this is happening, why this is happening. 500,000 families are destroyed right now. Yesterday, CNN did a story, some interviews with family members who've lost those in the pandemic. I couldn't hold back my tears, and neither could the reporter who was live broadcasting these stories. Last night, President Biden and Vice President Harris, along with Mrs. Biden, the First Lady, and the First Gentleman, Mr. Harris, they lit a candle, 500 candles, one for every 1,000 of the American lives lost in this pandemic. And I nearly forgot. I really nearly forgot after everything that's happened after last year, after 2020, that the soul of America is still alive. I looked on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and I saw a lot of people coming out with their stories about how they nearly lost loved ones, or how they lost loved ones to this pandemic. My heart is with all of you. I should have done this last night, and I didn't, and I really apologize for that. I could say it's because there was more things happening in the world, but we need to remember that these aren't just numbers on a screen, on a CNN screen or a Fox News screen. Well, maybe not Fox News because they completely ignored the whole thing. We need to remember that the 500,000 people that are being counted were people. We need to remember that their lives did matter, even those who recovered from this virus. I'm not saying we need to get the vaccine right now, but it's something we need to start considering in order to beat back this virus. We need to continue the social distancing, the masking, to beat back this virus. This isn't a campaign speech for Biden and everything. This is the straight up truth. We can survive this thing if we use common sense. Common sense, the thing that was lost last year. So again, my deepest condolences and my heartfelt prayers. And I do mean that, not the thoughts and prayers that the Republican Party, I'm not trying to make this into a Democrat versus Republican video. But when you hear Republicans say thoughts and prayers, they're just empty platitudes. I wholeheartedly believe in that. Especially now, particularly now. So to the 500,000 Americans, so far, that number may have increased between last night and today by the time this video is posted. My heartfelt condolences to you all. This is a time that we have to remind ourselves that we are all Americans. Every single one of us, no matter what political persuasion we may lean, we're all Americans. All that being said, there's something I need to get off my chest right now. And you're not going to hate me, and you're not going to like me for it. You all heard the news that Donald Trump's taxes are being shown to the prosecutors in New York. I don't give a shit about his taxes. I don't care about that. As I said earlier, 500,000 Americans died because of him. 500,000 Americans died. And preliminary research shows that a lot of those deaths could have been avoided. A lot of them could have been avoided if Donald Trump would have done his damned job. As I said earlier, I don't care about his taxes. I know the whole Al Capone comparisons. They couldn't get him on anything, that they got him on his taxes. I don't care. If it were up to me, the second he walked out of the White House on January 20th, I would have slapped the damn cuffs on him and had him charged with thousands of counts of murder through his negligence, through his criminal negligence in his handling of the pandemic. And now we are in, let's review, shall we? Before American Patient Zero, we found out, thanks to Bob Woodward's tapes, that he knew about the virus weeks before American Patient Zero. When American Patient Zero hit, he did nothing to prepare this country. Did nothing to react. He just said it was quoting him, a Democratic hoax. When the first Americans started dying from this virus, he kept calling it a Democratic hoax. Downplaying the virus, saying it will go away. Like a miracle, it will just go away. After the first 1,000 Americans died, he still kept downplaying it, saying it was no big deal. The first 10,000, again, no big deal. When his businesses started closing down, after thousands more died, and this virus was not going to be contained by any logical means, he still downplayed it, saying that the warm weather would kill the virus, and it didn't. When the first hundreds of thousands died, he kept saying that we need to use bleach and disinfectant to kill the virus. The sun could kill the virus. He held rallies week after week, month after month, with no protection, no social distancing for a lot of these rallies. And people kept dying. He undercut He undercut these scientific experts, saying that this is what we need to do in order to curtail the virus. He undercut the people who could help them. His own staff, his own regime said we were not going to contain the virus and practically gave up. He went on television saying he was he was infected by the virus and spent only 3 days in the hospital. And drove around, and during day 2 of those 3 days, had his Secret Service drive him around the hospital area, Walter Reed Hospital area, and his bonehead supporters who didn't mask up, waving, going in some kind of parade, while he waved from the back seat of his car. It's not just Trump, QAnon, all the Republicans, and more to the point, he encouraged his supporters to fight to liberate Michigan as if they were under some kind of occupation during this virus, during this pandemic. To liberate Virginia, and his supporters unmasked, carrying weapons into state capitals. Donald Trump is guilty of criminal negligence. Over 500,000 counts of criminal negligence. As much as I want to let go of Donald Trump, as much as I want to move on from that, I can't. Because 500,000 people died because of him. Now, you want to blame China for the virus, go ahead. But the Chinese prime minister or the president there, he's not in charge of our government. At the time, Donald Trump was. And the conspiracy theories about the Obama administration creating this virus. About Biden himself partnering with China to create this virus. You're not fooling anyone. This was all on Donald Trump. All of it. Now, Trump may get away with the taxes. And he's probably going to be a leading figure in the Republican Party. That needs to stop right here, right now. At this very moment, anyone who supports Donald Trump is an enabler to what he did to us with 500,000 deaths, thanks to the coronavirus pandemic. At this point, anyone who supports Donald Trump, moving forward, looking at what we saw last night, those candles at the White House, people are actually mocking the victims of the coronavirus and their families. You're showing me that you're evil, that you have no soul, and that Donald Trump would be incredibly proud of you. Me personally, every single one of you deserve to be in prison. Because honestly, especially Donald Trump, because honestly, as I said before, the second he walked out of that White House, I would have arrested him on the spot. That's all. I need to get that off my chest. Because quite frankly, it is making me sick to my stomach that this guy is walking around free when anyone else in this country will be locked up for life. But it's coming, Trump. One way or another, it's coming. Your only hope is that there's not enough of us out here still alive to prosecute your ass. But it's coming. Sooner or later, you are going to pay the price for what you did to us. One way or another. If you want to take that as a threat, so be it. But you committed the crime. I'm coming with the cuffs to arrest your ass. Bank on it. It's coming. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.